Greetings! Even though the second season of Fallout was loudly announced, Bethesda hasn't given us a remaster of Fallout New Vegas. Luckily, the game has a strong community. There are about 40,000 mods for it on Nexus mods. One project stands out, Viva New Vegas, which helps players get the most stable version of Fallout New Vegas. And this is the setup I will guide you through. Alright, let's begin. I created a new user account in Windows 11 and made some changes to the interface. As the first step, let's visit the mod's homepage. As you can see, there are two ways to install Viva New Vegas: the manual full guide or the automated Wabbajack method. Wabbajack officially works only with two versions of the game, the GOG.com version and the Steam version, but only the global edition. What does that mean? It means that if you have the Polish, Czech, Russian or German version of the game, it's not officially supported. So let's install the game. I will use the GOG.com client and I want to create a new folder on my SSD. If you have an SSD, it's better to install the game there instead of an old hard drive. While we're here, let's check the requirements for this mod. You need to update your GPU drivers. You need to have Nexus Mods account. A premium subscription is not required, but it makes things easier. You will see why later. And you need to have an archiving tool. It is recommended to use the NanoZip archiving tool. It's a modern program and you can download it here or find it in the Microsoft official store. I use NanoZip because it's open source and has all the features you need today. As alternatives, you can try PSZip, which is also open source and modern. Or if you prefer something older, you can use 7-zip. But definitely don't choose something as old as WinRAR, it's outdated. Let's get back to the manual. Here it recommends installing the VC++ tools. You can download the archive and install it. It's safe, so don't worry. You need to run this file as administrator. It will install any missing VC++ versions. If you have already them, it will simply skip, just be patient. Next, they recommend enabling file extension so you can see which files you are working with. That's a good tip, so let's do it. We must go here. I also prefer to show hidden files. Now we enable file extensions. And now let's create a new document and you will see it has the txt extension. Now the game is downloaded. Let's start it. For the first launch we can run it from the client and we will see the launcher window. It will detect our hardware and we can choose some options. I select high, even ultra. That's enough. I'll just exit. Next, let's return to the manual. It tells us to disable base address randomization. To do this, we need to open Windows Security Settings, Exploit Protection, and make sure that mandatory ASLR is set to use default off. You can also apply this setting only to the Fallout New Vegas executable file. So let's do this. Type here Windows Security. Go to App and Browser Control, Exploit Protection Settings, Mandatory ASLR. Check if it says Use Default Off. If it's different for you, you can leave the global setting as it is and set this option only for the game file. Find the file. I installed the game on SSD, Games, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout New Vegas exe. Scroll down, and if you want to override this setting, choose the value you need. For this game, the correct value is off. So, if your global setting is on, you must set it to the off here. Let's go over some key terminology. The root folder is the folder where Fallout New Vegas is installed. It contains the main executable file and the game launcher. The data folder is where all the base game files are stored. Now let's return to the menu and start the Wabbajack installation. First, download Wabbajack itself. While it's downloading, create a separate folder for it. Move the Wabbajack executable file into that folder and then launch it. Once Wabbajack is ready, click Get Started. Search for the Viva New Vegas mod list. Just type Viva New Vegas and you will find it. Then click Download and Install. Next, log into your Nexus mods account so Wabbajack can automatically download all the required mods. Now you need to create a folder for Viva New Vegas mods. Otherwise, Wabbajack will use its default folder. I recommend creating this folder next to your Fallout New Vegas folder. I call mine Viva New Vegas. Tell Wabbajack to install the Viva New Vegas mod list into the folder you just created. Finally, log in to your Nexus mods account and you are ready to download the mods. And here's the saddest part. If you don't have a premium account on Nexus mods, you must click the download button for every mod manually. There are more than 100 mods, so this will take time. You can either be patient and click each one, or pay about $10 for the premium account. It's your choice. I choose the free way. While you're downloading all these files, imagine something urgent happens. You need to turn off your PC or the power goes out. What should you do? Don't worry. If your PC shuts down or you exit Wabbajack, nothing important will be lost. The mods you have already downloaded stay in the folder. When you restart your PC, just launch Wabbajack again. Find the Viva New Vegas mod list, choose the install in the same folder, and Wabbajack will scan the files. It will recognize the mods you have already downloaded, and you won't have to download them twice. Alright, we downloaded all the mods we need. Now they are installing and the process is complete. You can check what you got. The downloads folder, which contains all the mods you downloaded. The Viva New Vegas folder, where all mods are unpacked. Let's go back to the menu and see what else we need to do. The next step is the post-installation step. We must tell our antivirus software that the Fallout New Vegas and Viva New Vegas folders are exclusions and should not be scanned. Open Windows Security, Virus and Threat Protection, Manage Settings, Exclusions, and the entire Fallout New Vegas folder. Then add the Viva New Vegas core folder. Don't worry about viruses. Your antivirus has already checked all the files you downloaded and installed. Both the Fallout New Vegas folder and the Viva New Vegas folder. There are no viruses here. The next step is installing the root mods. In your Viva New Vegas folder, open the files requiring manual install folder. Copy everything from there and paste it into your root folder. That's it. Next, run Fallout New Vegas patch executable file. After that, use the PSI decompression tool. Run Fallout New Vegas PSI decompression exe. Check that the folders are correct. Click Decompress and wait until the main Fallout New Vegas file are decompressed. Great, let's run to the menu. The next step is setting up the mod organizer. Launch the program from the Viva New Vegas folder. If it asks something, click Yes. As you can see, it already knows all the mods and the correct mod order. This is very solid starting point for the game. I will change the theme, I don't like the dark theme here. Now let's work with mod organizer. The next step is launching Fallout New Vegas using mod organizer. Why do we need to do that? Because mod organizer keeps all mod files separate from the main New Vegas folder. Again, set the graphics setting the way you want. The key point here is you must run the Fallout New Vegas launcher from mod organizer. Click this button and select Fallout New Vegas launcher from the menu. If you have a custom screen resolution, you can change it in the Fallout Prefs ini file. To do that, in mod organizer, click the ini editor button. Go to Fallout Prefs ini, find the resolution settings and type in the wide and high you need. Click Save. Now your resolution is set and we can move on. Now it's time to launch the game itself. As I mentioned earlier, you must launch Fallout New Vegas through mod organizer. The shortcut created by Steam or GOG does not include any Viva New Vegas mods, so don't use it. You can safely delete this shortcut, it's useless in our case. If you want a proper shortcut for launching the modded game, just click the shortcut icon inside mod organizer. This will create a new Fallout New Vegas shortcut on your desktop connected to mod organizer. Let's launch it. Right, everything works. Once the game is running, check the values shown in the utility checker. First value should be 6, we have 6. Second value should be 2 or 1, we have 2. Third value should be 1, we have 1. Fourth value 1, we have 1. And fifth value 1, we have 1. All values are correct, that means everything is working as expected. Now we can close the game and do one last thing, disable the utility checker. Open mod organizer again, go to the utility section and untick the utility checker mod. Now if you launch the game again, you will see that the checker is no longer shown. As you can see, the game loads very fast. And this setup is more than enough if you want a stable, smooth experience at 60 FPS without bugs. However, if you would like to increase performance and get the 120 FPS exactly twice the standard 60, you can follow the performance guide. This part is fully optional and only makes sense if your monitor or TV panel support 120 Hz output. So if you want to do this, let's go to the New Vegas DXVK section. We need to return to mod organizer and locate the New Vegas DXVK ini mod. Double click it to open the setting window. Then go to the ini files tab at the top. Now technically you can edit the setting directly here, but the text is very small and hard to read. So I'm clicking Open in Explorer and opening the ini file using Notepad editor. Inside the file, look for the relevant values. The first setting should already be set to 1. The second one is 0 and we need to change it to 1. Once done, save the file and close the editor. Keep in mind, enabling this setting will break Alt-Tab functionality during gameplay, but it gives you the ability to reach up to 120 FPS, a big performance boost. We will deal with the Alt-Tab issue a bit later. Next, we need to update the Zlib compression used by the game. Earlier, we decompressed the core game files using the PCI decompressor, but many older mods still rely on the outdated compression algorithm, which can cause performance problems. There are two ways to handle this. Use a mod that automatically decompresses other mods as needed, or fully decompress all mod files yourself. This takes more time but ensures maximum performance. Let's start with the mod-based method and then move on to the full decompression process. On the mod's homepage you will see some estimated loading times. Did the mod enable it without it or after full decompression? But we just need the mod itself. Since we are using Mod Organizer, it can handle downloading and installing mods automatically, so you don't need to worry about that. However, before downloading anything, you must connect Mod Organizer to your Nexus Mods account. To do that, click the Connect button. You will be redirected to the browser window. Just log into your Nexus account. Once that's done, let's download the file. Click the Download with Mod Manager button. Open the link. In Mod Organizer, the mod will appear in the top right corner of the Download section. Double-click the name of the download mod, and it will appear at the bottom of your load order. Now drag it to the top of the list, so it loads first and can properly decompress all other mods. After that, run Fallout again. Everything should work fine. Now let's move on to the full decompression process for all mods. Yes, it's a bit more involved, but don't worry, I will walk you through it. First, you will need to download the xEdit tool from its official Discord server. That means you should have the Discord client installed on your PC and you must be logged in. Find the xEdit builds section and download the latest release. Extract the archive into a separate folder and then move that folder into your Viva New Vegas home directory. Next, we need to add xEdit as a tool inside Mod Organizer so we can launch it properly. Here's how. Click this menu, then click Edit. Now choose Add from File and browse to the folder where you placed xEdit. Important. Select xEdit.exe, not xEdit64.exe. In the Arguments field, copy F and V. Press OK. Great. Now launch xEdit via Mod Organizer. Next, we need the actual unpacker, the decompress record script. Download the script manually. Now we can close xEdit for the moment. Open the archive you just downloaded. And inside you will see a folder called Edit Scripts. This folder needs to be moved into the xEdit folder we placed earlier in your Viva New Vegas directory. Just cut this folder and paste it there. Run xEdit again through Mod Organizer. Now for the main process. Select all of your mods, then choose Apply Script. In the list, type decompress and select the decompress record script. Once the process is complete, you will see the results in the log. Save your changes and we can move on. Now we move on to the cell offset generator. This is also a mod and we will download it via mod organizer. Open the provided link, download the mod and place it here at the bottom of the utility list. The next part of the manual talks about GPU driver updates, virtualization, Windows watermarks and power plants. These aren't important for most users, and so we can skip them. The only case where you might consider disabling virtualization tools is if you have a very weak CPU. Otherwise, there is no need to bother. Next we get to something important, a direct to Vulkan wrapper. This tool converts the game's old DirectX 9 calls into the modern Vulkan API, and it also fixes the alt-tab issue. Download the wrapper from Nexus mods. Choose manual download, not through the mod manager. Once downloaded, unpack it and copy the files directly into your Fallout New Vegas installation folder, right next to Fallout New Vegas exe. Next, we need to enable flip model. This is mandatory for AMD GPU users and optional but still recommended for Nvidia users. To do this, open Mod Organizer, click any editor, go to Fallout Custom INI, find the display section, and change the required values to 0. Save the file. Next, for Nvidia users, we need to download the Nvidia Profile Manager along with the profile file itself. Place the file here. Then cut and paste it into your Viva New Vegas home folder. Now run the program. Find the Fallout profile, click the Import Profile icon, and you will see some values change. Press the Apply Changes button. The next step is installing one Tweek, so the game will run in windowed mode instead of full screen. Let's install it and move it to the top of the list. Finally, we will set up the FPS limiter. In this section, you will choose which synchronization method you prefer. If you have the option to use G-Sync or AMD FreeSync, that should be your first choice. I am using G-Sync. Now we need to download the limiter itself. The recommended tool is Riva Tuner Statistics Server. As you may know, Riva Tuner comes bundled with MCI Afterburner. So if you already have MCI Afterburner installed, you already have Riva Tuner. If not, you can download it separately, though I recommend using it together with MCI Afterburner. The next thing you need to know is your display refresh rate. You can check it on the website. It will show you the current value your monitor is using. As you can see, mine is 164 Hz. Just enter your value into the field, 164 for me, and the website will tell you the FPS range you can use. In my case, it says I can run between 48 and 120 FPS. Now let's set up Riva Tuner as our FPS limiter. Open the setup and make sure passive waiting is enabled. Set the limiter mode to front edge sync and click OK. Add your Fallout New Vegas exe file to the list by finding it in your game's root folder. set application detection level to low and frame rate limit to 120 FPS. Now start the game. As you can see, the Vulkan API is working successfully.
These guys services for hire over here.